The 2025 Formula One season has delivered a storyline straight out of motorsport legend. McLaren, long starved of glory, now finds itself in a position of dominance, leading the Drivers' Championship with not one, but two title contenders from within its own garage. Oscar Piastri versus Lando Norris, two young lions, both chasing their first world championship, neither willing to yield. With only 9 points separating them, this internal rivalry is reaching a boiling point. But behind the glamour of podiums and champagne lies a dangerous truth. Every strategy call, every split-second pit decision, and even subtle radio messages are intensifying the friction between the two. David Coulthard has already issued a stark warning. What we're witnessing isn't just a battle between teammates, but a war between rivals, and one man's triumph will inevitably become the other's heartbreak. If you want to uncover the power struggle inside McLaren and how it could reshape Formula One forever, make sure you subscribe. This is a story you don't want to miss. At first glance, McLaren's 2025 campaign appears to be the dream scenario every team principal craves. They've built the fastest car on the grid. They're fighting for both titles. And their two drivers, young, talented, and aggressive, represent the future of the sport. But beneath that glossy exterior lies a volatile truth. Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris are no longer simply teammates. They're championship rivals. And if this rivalry continues to escalate, it could erupt into a full-blown civil war, threatening McLaren's best season in decades. Piastri entered the season with quiet confidence and steely resolve. The Australian is cool under pressure, rarely showing emotion, yet consistently delivering results. Early in the year, he appeared to be the clear favorite, but in the last 4 races, Norris has fought back hard, winning 3 and slashing Piastri's lead to just 9 points. This is no longer a case of one driver carrying the team. It's a battle between equals. And when equals clash, sparks fly. The Hungarian Grand Prix provided a glimpse into just how fragile this partnership has become. McLaren gambled on strategy, a move that ultimately gave Norris the win. But for Piastri, it felt like betrayal. As he prepared for his final stop, his engineer asked if he wanted to block Charles Leclerc's faint hopes of victory or focus solely on beating Norris. Piastri's response was cuttingly honest. "I don't really care about Leclerc. I just want the best chance to beat Lando." That single radio message exposed the underlying reality. For Piastri, the only true rival sits across the garage in papaya orange. So it's no surprise that David Coulthard sounded the alarm. He reminded us of a harsh truth in Formula One. Teammates are rarely true allies. They are, in fact, each other's biggest threat. And in a title fight, one man's success always comes at the cost of the other. That dynamic can quickly become toxic. History supports this. Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna tore each other and McLaren apart. Nelson Piquet and Nigel Mansell destabilized Williams. Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton fractured Mercedes. Each time, the price was high. Broken relationships, bitter controversies, even lost championships. McLaren should heed the warnings. The signs are already there. In Canada, Norris and Piastri collided, leading to Piastri's only DNF of the season. In Hungary, Piastri nearly wiped both cars out with a desperate lunge. While the team continues to insist it allows free racing under its so-called papaya rules, an unspoken pact not to crash. History tells us such pacts crumble when the stakes rise. Because in the heat of battle, no driver wants to be number 2. Zach Brown has stepped in as the calm strategist, claiming the team will treat both drivers equally. No team orders, no favoritism. He even revealed that McLaren plans to meet with both men before the season's second half, to discuss how the team should handle the inevitable moment when one wins and the other loses. On paper, this sounds like smart management. In reality, it's a sign of how dangerous this situation already is. Brown knows the emotional fallout when a driver loses a title fight to his teammate can be career-defining. How McLaren navigates that moment may determine the future of its driver lineup and the team itself. But here's the problem. Neutrality in Formula One is a myth. Every pit call, every undercut, every decision has consequences. Just ask Piastri how neutral Hungary felt. To him, that was the moment McLaren shifted its weight toward Norris. And from Norris's perspective, after years of waiting for a competitive car, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He has no intention of playing support. This is what makes the situation so combustible. If Norris and Piastri let their rivalry spiral out of control, McLaren could lose everything. Imagine another Canada-style crash, but this time, both cars are out. The Constructors' Championship would vanish. The driver's title could be handed to a rival, like Mercedes or Red Bull, on a silver platter. And it's not just about strategy. It's psychological too. Norris is passionate, emotional, driven by years of frustration. Piastri is ice-cold, clinical, and refuses to compromise. Both are young. Both are hungry. Both know this may be their only shot at the title. New regulations are coming. 2026 could be a reset. This is it. Coulthard was right. When opportunity knocks, there's no room for compromise. And when one of them inevitably walks away empty-handed, the aftermath could be explosive. What happens next? McLaren will try to manage it with internal talks, rules of engagement, carefully balanced strategies. But if history is any guide, the peace won't hold. Sooner or later, they'll collide on track or off it. And when that happens, the ripple effects could be massive. Piastri might begin to question the team's loyalty, opening the door for rivals to swoop in. Norris might feel betrayed by the team he's grown with. And if either driver senses injustice, McLaren's golden era could implode before it ever truly begins. For now, the calm continues. Piastri insists nothing's changed. Norris says he's focused on execution. Both speak of mutual respect. But listen closely, and you'll hear the tension. Respect only goes so far when a championship and your legacy is at stake. No driver wants to be second to his teammate. So here's the real question. Can McLaren keep this rivalry from tearing itself apart? Or are we witnessing the beginning of Formula One's next great civil war? Because if Piastri and Norris clash again, whether in words or will to wheel, the consequences could be catastrophic. Who will emerge as McLaren's true number one? Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris?